Yeah. Body break. Blah, blah, blah. Bow, bow. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dynamite Gizmo podcast. Episode 80 motherfucking 8. 88. Woohoo! Episode 88. We're 2 away from episode 90. Isn't that fantastic? That's fan-fucking-tastic. It's fantastic. Shh, you're too loud. You're too loud. Stop being so loud. Stop screaming into the mic. Sorry. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? Here's our card for today. Looks small, but guess what? That's because I put most of the good stuff on next week's episode, because today's episode, we're going to be focusing on mostly one thing, and one thing only, and that is 90's PSA commercials. You remember them? The Canadians ones specifically. If you're not Canadian, well, you probably haven't seen these, but you might have seen these. But if you are Canadian and you grew up in the 90s, you will absolutely know these commercials. And you probably have forgotten about a lot of them, because I have a lot. And when you see them, it's going to trigger instant flashbacks. And it's going to feel good. You want to feel good this episode? Because I'm going to make you feel good inside. Because that's what happened to me when I was doing the research to find these podcasts or commercials. Every time I discovered a new one, I was like, shit, I remembered this. I completely forgot about this until now. And it brings back beautiful memories, because the 90s, anyone who grew up in the 90s, anyone who was alive in the 90s knows the 90s was the shit. It was the shiznit, motherfuckers. It was fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. But before we jump into that, I just want to talk about nothing. I'll talk about something. So, today is a day. Today is a day. Today is a day on this planet. Well, no, what I wanted to say was this. And I don't even know if I should be saying this, but I'm just going to say it anyway. It doesn't really need to be said, but I'm going to say it. This podcast is amazing. And I'm not trying to be like a cocky bastard and say this is the fucking best podcast on the net, because it most certainly isn't. But what I mean by it's amazing is the fact that right now, this episode I'm recording, I feel so comfortable doing this now that it does not seem like some sort of chore anymore. When I first started, and for a while, this podcast to me was like, made me feel uncomfortable talking to a camera and blah, 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 blah. I've been talking to a camera since I was like 12 years old, so it's not something I'm not familiar with. But the podcast format of having a discussion on the fly with an audience, which I don't have, but that style of video conversation type thing was a little frustrating at times, and there was a few times I didn't want to do it, and obviously I took long breaks in between making these. I would go like 20 episodes and then take a long ass break. 20 episodes, take a long ass break. But now, as I've said before, and I'm saying it still, again, the commitment is key to the YouTube personality. If you want to be on YouTube, you got to, I meant to say consistency. It's the consistency. Consistency, if anything, be consistent. You find your schedule, and it depends on what you're doing. You know, if your production is like major, and expensive, takes time, then your consistency would be like once every month or so, which is not ideal for YouTube. But if the content is quality enough, people will accept those terms. But when it comes to a channel like that, it's very hard to establish yourself if you're going to do it that way, because you need to have it. Well, you don't need to. What am I trying to say here? Like, if the content's obviously quality enough, you'll get your audience, but it won't be... People will forget about you, is what I'm trying to say. They'll forget. They'll see the video that month, and then they'll forget about you. And when you put out another video next month, they might not consider watching it, because there's so many other content creators who upload on a regular basis that they've become accustomed to watching the specific channels that upload on a regular basis, because they know they're going to get something either every day or every second day. So for me, that's why I'm committing myself to this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday schedule. And I have been doing it. I haven't missed a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday in a few months or so. And that's something I haven't been able to do, ever. There's been plenty of... I've made a few different web series type shows, but they usually take a lot more work than I anticipate. So I would tell myself in the beginning, you know what, I'm going to come up with a schedule, and I'm going to stick to the schedule no matter what. But that is not... It's not always ideal. Sometimes there's too much going on, and you can't keep up with it. And I was young. I'm still young. I'm not saying I'm older and I'm experienced. I'm a little bit experienced more in the field, but I'd say I know more about YouTube than the average person, because of the fact that I've been on YouTube since basically day one. Haven't left. Haven't stopped watching YouTube. I don't have cable. I have Netflix and Amazon Prime and whatnot, but I cannot go a day without keeping myself updated on the people I'm subscribed to on YouTube. And it's been that way since I was in fucking grade 5, grade 6, whenever YouTube came around. And I know I talk about YouTube way too much. Like, way too much. And I repeat the same shit over and over again. I know. But you know what? YouTube is a great thing. I know people are hating on YouTube for a lot of reasons. One specifically being the monetization. But I saw today on Twitter that they're finally implementing new structures for their algorithm or whatever, so that these major corporations can't just claim a video and take all the money without any sort of review put in place. They have to put a specific timestamp on their claim, and if it happens to be true and that someone is using copyright material, then you can edit your video to either take out that chunk of video that has the claimed segment, or you can mute it, or you can just put other music over top of it from YouTube's music library. And that is so amazing. We've been waiting for this for too long, but now it's finally here. So there should be less worry over uploading a video and having it claimed instantaneously and gaining no revenue. Because the thing is, when you're an established YouTuber and you upload a video, the first 72 hours are your most important for making money, because that is where all your views are going to come from. After that, you're just going to get, like, let's say if you're a real established YouTuber, like let's use H3 for an example. When they upload a video, within 72 hours, they're going to have over 1 million views. But then after that point, let's just use 1 million. They'd probably have more than 1 million by that point, but after that 72-hour mark, you're getting less and less of an audience, because your main audience has already seen the video and they've moved on at that point. And then, the rest is just passerbys. So when people claim the video, take all that money right within that 72 hours, and it takes about that long for YouTube to review the claim, and by the time they turn the claim off, the other company has already claimed the money from that video already. So it's, we all know it. People have been talking about this forever. And it's all PewDiePie's fault. Fuck you, PewDiePie. No, I'm just kidding. But for real though, he's the one who started the first adpocalypse, and it wasn't his fault. In terms of, the whole adpocalypse happening, he did not expect that to happen, or think that was ever going to happen. But it did. And you know what? It was bound to happen anyway. It just so happened that he is the biggest, most subscribed user on the platform now. Well, aside from T-Series. And back then. And he made the mistake. Well, he didn't even make a mistake. You know what? He didn't do anything. What am I saying? Fucking Wall Street Journal put out that stupid what do you call it? Fucking article. And it was all bullshit, made up bullshit. They just wanted to stop. They wanted to attack YouTube because they know that the internet and social media and platforms like that are taking away their business. And so they attacked YouTube. And since they don't know anything about YouTube or what's going on, they just said, okay, who is the biggest, most subscribed user on the platform? Okay, it's this guy named PewDiePie. Let's look through all his videos, and if there's anything that we can twist and turn into something controversial, do it. And that's what they did. They made him seem like he's a Nazi, even though that is not even close to the context of the video that he made. Yes, he was dressed in a Nazi uniform, but no, it doesn't make him a fucking Nazi. He was doing... Why am I talking about this? This was years ago. Or a year or two ago. I don't remember. Let's just move on to these fucking commercials. Okay? 90's PSA commercials. Some you might not know, but I guarantee you will know the majority of these. And you're gonna fucking love it. And you're gonna die when you see these. You're gonna die. Death. No, you won't die. But you know what? They're great. What else can I say? It's just going to make you feel good. Because it's going to bring back memories. So Sorry, I just had to do something for the thumbnail. That's a new thing I want to do now. Because I have a hard time trying to find a still for the thumbnail. And I'm supposed to do it in the beginning. I completely forgot. So, here we go. Stranger danger, stranger danger. Now, this is one I don't really remember. This is a really faint memory. The rest I'm about to show, I remember them all perfectly. But this one is the only one that I didn't really remember, but I knew it was important and it needed to be in this video. So here we go. Stranger danger.
About strangers dressing up in uniforms, but there are other traps you need to know about.
Whoops. I put the whoops.
You've
Sorry.
already been
Whoops! I got the audio in the wrong location. Fucking fix it. Okay, here we go.
You've already been told about strangers dressing up in uniforms.
No, I
But
haven't.
there are other traps you need to know about.
Ooh.
Hi, I lost my little dog.
Oh.
Can you help me find him?
Sure.
He's suspicious of an adult asking for help.
Suspicion.
Hi, I'm just playing with my daughter's video game, but the batteries seem to be dead. I have some in my car. Why don't you come over and help me pick
Hell
them up?
yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Why would... if this chick... Look how sexy she is. If she said this to me, what the fuck could she possibly do to me to hurt me? I wouldn't say no to her. There's no way.
Stay away from people in cars or vans.
Hey kid,
Ew.
how you doing? You know we're making a movie over there. You want to go see it?
Oh, yes.
Only professional agencies hire kids for TV work.
That
I
guy
oughta
is a
know.
fucking rapist.
Hey kid, let's go to the arcade and play some video games. What do you say?
They're the bad
Lauren,
acting, too.
walk away.
Oh,
Always bad
Little
acting.
boy, I'll give you $10 if you'll take my bags at the car.
Okay, here's another... Do they just find these people on the street and say, hey, we're making a PSA about stranger danger. Would you like to be in it? Because that's what it seems like. Because these people are so bad at acting that it almost seems like it has to be just regular street people.
For me.
It's okay to say no, even to an adult. Safety is more important than good
Listen to that
manners.
crackling noise, too.
Hey kid,
Hey,
I'll teach you how to hit this ball right over the
Playmate.
fence. Come
Oh,
on,
will
it'll
ya?
be fun.
Trust your own feeling.
if someone said that to me that way, I would think there's something wrong with them. And why is it so hard to act? And why is it that we can tell when someone's acting and not being legit? I mean, it's obvious, but why is it so hard to just pretend to be something? You know? Like, why couldn't he say that convincingly? That doesn't seem convincing to me. You're gonna get raped, little girl. Oh, the old emergency trap. Now this part I remember.
Your mom's been hurt. She's in the hospital. She sent me to come and get you.
What's the secret code word?
I don't know the code word.
You don't need to get near the car to talk to someone.
Oh no,
inside.
run! I remember the secret
You
code
know,
word.
You look like you
I
could
had
use a
one.
friend.
Say no to what you think is wrong.
Say no.
Don't
Oh,
worry.
Come on, open the door.
open the door.
Nothing is more important
Let me
than
in.
your safety.
Oh, this
Hi.
guy. I remember
You're
him.
a cute kid.
What?
You know,
You're a
I'm
cute
a
kid?
professional photographer.
Yeah.
Why don't you come on, hop in the car. I'll take your picture.
If
Yeah.
someone wants to take your picture,
Hell yeah.
say no and tell your parents.
If you tell anybody about our little secret, I'll kill your dog.
Never be
Oh!
asked to keep special secrets from their parents.
Now you know the 11 most common kidnap traps to avoid and how to
I
be street
know
smart.
them now.
The time to start is now. Be
Right
cautious
now.
and observant and report anything suspicious.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
11
Bow
traps
bow.
to avoid.
Okay, that's enough of that one. So basically, pedophiles and weirdos and creeps see this and they say, "Oh, 11 traps to avoid." Okay, I'm gonna avoid doing these because the children know what's up now. So this is just giving the pedophiles a reason to come up with a new plot to grab the children. And when a child sees a new person on the street, and they come up with a new technique to trap them. They're only gonna think of these 11, and they're not gonna understand. Okay, here we go. Boutique. This one is based around like the fashion world and how companies I'll just watch it.
Don't settle for just being yourself. Be a new you in only.
Do you remember this? I remember that magnifying glass specifically.
Perfect image package. Oh, why do you
Make you perfect. Make you perfect. Step
Why let
up.
someone else decide who you should be?
Exactly. Why should someone else decide who you should be? I gotta shut up. Well, can't. How was that? That was a quick one. Well, I think they're gonna be quick because they're 30-second television ads. YTV in the 90s. Hell yeah, that's a good comment. You're Canadian, and if you grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, if you didn't watch YTV, fuck you. There's nothing else to watch but YTV. And yeah, Teletoon and fucking all that other bullshit, but YTV? Ah. I love YTV. I love YTV. It's definitely still around, and I don't know if Carlos is still on it. Sugar was gone long time ago when I was still watching it as a child. Ah, so many memories. Why was the 90s so good? Why can't we go back? Why can't we just stay in the decade that makes us happy? You know? Why do we gotta leave it? Now this one's called Story Time. Well, that's the title of the video. But this one, when I saw the thumbnail for this, I'm like, I don't know if I remember this one. But as soon as it started and as soon as she got into this story, instant flashbacks. And hopefully that happens for you too. Okay?
Hello, I have a lovely story to tell you all about a family of raccoons.
Ah!
One day they all went out to play in the
Raccoons.
sunshine, and baby raccoon saw some wild berries.
You remember this?
But
The
Mummy said,
berries?
Careful, baby. Some berries are not for
Careful.
raccoons." Then he saw some big mushrooms growing by a tree.
Mushrooms! Mushrooms!
Careful, baby. Some mushrooms are not for raccoons.
That's right.
And just like
They
animals in
magic.
the forest, you need to be careful too. Only take medicines or drugs if Mommy or Daddy says it's all right. And never
Mom,
take
is it
drugs
okay
when
to
you're
have some
eating.
heroin?
The next thing
Yeah, go ahead.
saw was a big apple tree. He asked his mummy, "Can raccoons eat apples?"
Yes.
Mummy said, "Yes, baby.
No,
You can
don't
have
eat
an
the apple. Remember what
children,
happened to
some things
Eve?
are good for you and some things
She
are
ate the
bad."
apple,
Baby
and look what
rabbit
happened.
said, "Be careful, children, and only touch things that are good for you." And mummies like me want you to be careful too. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye. Production of the Concerned Children's Advertisers. These are all a production of the Concerned Children's Advertisers that I'm going to show you. And they're fantastic. They're fantastic. CCA. Yeah, that's it, right? CCA. CCA. CCA! Oh, look, it's Josh Potter. You watch Your Mom's House? They just put out the 30-minute doc about Robert Champagne, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about stay alert, stay safe. Now this one is actually the other one that I don't really remember. There might be one other one that I don't really remember, but I do remember it, but I don't really remember it. I know I saw this one, but it does not bring back the special little feeling like the other ones do. So here we go.
Hi, I'm Gert.
Hi.
And this is my brother Bert.
Hi, we're here to help you stay alert and stay safe.
Hello?
May I speak with your dad, please?
I'm afraid he can't come to the phone right now.
Are you there all
by yourself?
Of course not. I'll have my dad call you as soon as he can.
Good answer, kid.
Handle that like a pro.
Never let the caller know you're alone.
Wow. Stay safe. Stay alert. Stay safe. What a great song. Wow, 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 wow. What's this one? Head? I don't even remember what this one is. Oh, yeah. Yep. You should remember this one. Now, this one's not really... It's kind of a it's kind of a PSA. Well, it is a PSA. It's about food and eating healthy. But they took a funny twist on it. Ring a bell? Rung a bell for me right away. As soon as I heard his stomach growl. And there goes his head. It's got fucking early 2000s written all over it.
When it's time to eat, use your head.
When it's time to eat, use your head.
Choose a variety of foods every day.
Choose a variety of foods every day. So, chop your head off. Let it roll into the kitchen. Pick it up. And use your mouth to grab the container out of the fridge. What was he eating anyway? And what is this PSA supposed to imply anyway? Use your head when you're eating. Choose a variety of foods. It didn't even say choose healthy foods. It said choose a variety. That could, you know, a child's going to interpret that as choosing, you know, a variety could be a variety of anything. There's a variety of candy. There's a variety of chips. There's a variety of chocolate. That's my variety. Now this one, I don't care who you are, if you're Canadian, you've seen this one. Absolutely, you definitely 100% seen this ad. And you know it, and you remember it. Hopefully, you should. If you don't, then it sucks to be you, because this is the 90s summed up into one. You know, it's like the fucking universe. It was once a big thing compressed into a small atom. And this is the atom that the universe was compressed into. So here we go.
Hey, what you watching?
Oh my god, I love it.
I mean, I'm not even human. You've got the remote control. You can change channels if you don't like what you're watching. You can flick me on and off.
On and off.
Whoa, I'm getting dizzy.
Oh.
You see, you're smarter than me.
It's giving me
You can choose
chills.
from all kinds
I'm
and
getting
make stuff.
chills.
Funny shows, nature shows, shows about people all over the world. Ouch! In real life, you know, that would hurt. You get to learn how to make stuff, how to draw stuff. I don't get to do any of this stuff. I'm just the TV that plays it for you. Yep, I sure wish I was as smart as you.
I wish I was.
Somebody get that cat off my head.
Somebody get that cat off my head.
You can talk to your best friends, your mom or dad.
Oh my
about
god.
all the stuff you see on TV.
Ah! The stuff he's showing on the TV.
You got books and sports, and you can go outside and play.
Those are real shows.
Anyway, I'm just the TV. You're the smart one. Well, so long. See you next time.
Oh, man. Oh, man. It's perfect. Perfect. And it won't hit you unless you got to experience it as a child. But the shows he was showing on his face at the end here, after the cat, what did he show? That fucking, this show here? Wait. Where is it? This. I can't remember what that show was called. But I used to watch that, and then, I'm not sure what that is. Where's the rest? Where's the uh-oh?
Talk to your best friends, your mom or dad, about all the stuff you see.
There it is. Did you see it? Uh-oh. You remember uh-oh? Fuck, that was a good show. Ah. This fucking ad. It's beautiful. And this one. Well, you see the blue creature. You see the title. This is another one that you should know. Absolutely. Here we go. Get ready.
Why do you think your mommy or daddy are always telling you, don't put that in your mouth?
Because they're stupid.
We're here to tell a little story about why you shouldn't put things
Sing
in
along.
your mouth when you don't know what they are, and why you should
But I
never
know,
take anything a stranger tries to give you.
Why
What
not?
if it's
Because
what
if
if
you
it's
ate somebody else's medicine, some bad food, or some poison, you could get very sick.
Is that right?
I don't want to be sick. And that's why
What if you
before
want to be
eat
high?
anything, you should always ask someone you love if it's okay.
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 The guitar? No. But you can help me sing a song about eating things that don't belong inside
She
you.
ate it before he answered the question.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay,
She put
everybody,
it in her mouth.
If you see something that you want to eat, before you do anything, remember this song.
Okay.
Put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face.
Don't you stuff it in your face.
Though it might look good to eat.
Though it might look good to eat.
And it might look good to taste.
And it might look good to taste.
You could get
Sick. Ick. Real quick. Ugh. Real sick. Real quick.
Don't you put it in your mouth.
Till
you ask someone you love.
Oh, yeah.
If it's okay to eat.
If it's okay to eat.
Like a muffin or a beet.
Oh, muffin or a beet.
If you don't know just what it is. Remember, boys and girls.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Hey, what am I doing? I don't even like beets.
Then
What?
Don't put it in your mouth.
That's right.
Bye, everyone.
Remember, boys and girls, never take
That's an
anything
ugly
from a
lion.
stranger, and don't put things in your mouth when you don't know what they are. If you eat somebody else's medicine, or some bad food, or some poison, you could get very sick. Always
Ick.
ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth.
Always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth. Break. Get down. Uh-oh. Whoops. I went backwards. Didn't want to go backwards. I just want to see the comments. They didn't say I couldn't put it in my butt. I'm going to give that a like. Okay, here's another one. Did you see the title? Probably, but let me explain it. Now you can see the title. This was a commercial. I think late night. It's same as all the other ones. But all these commercials even played into the early 2000s as well. So when this commercial came out, it seemed real. People believed it. Especially children, especially me. Everyone believed it. My friends, if you grew up in the time, the 90s and the early 2000s, you thought this was real for a little bit. And then you realized it wasn't real. And usually your parents would play with a joke and say, yeah, it's real. We have them in our house every once in a while. You just can't ever see them, though. So here it is.
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very timid creatures.
No
and
way.
Rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked.
Wow.
They come out at night to search for food, water,
Cool.
and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast.
Wow.
They build their nests in bedroom closets,
Wow.
using rust mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string.
Can't
the nests
believe
have to be
this.
very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours
I want
a
a
day.
house hippo.
That looked really Real. But you knew it couldn't be true, didn't you?
What?
That's why it's good to think about what you're watching on TV and ask questions. Kind of like you just did. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Now, I know I said we believed it to be true, even though the girl said don't believe what you hear on TV, okay? But as a child, you usually never made it to that point of the commercial. You were so excited about the fact that there was a house hippo that could be in your house that you left before the commercial ended. But also another reason why it seems so believable is because the editing technology of making a house hippo tiny inside your house look realistic, that you never really saw that. That wasn't the technology wasn't really there at that time. So when this commercial first aired, it looked so impressive. Still to this day, that's impressive. I don't know. It was like the early CGI or whatever. But that was impressive. And yeah, we all believed it to be true for a little bit. But then, you end up watching the full commercial and realize, oh, this shit ain't real. But it was an interesting concept. It's funny how this got pulled because children were thinking it was real. See? The first comment. This commercial got pulled because children thought it was real. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Okay, this one. Now, this one, if you're a YTV fan, you would have probably seen all these commercials, especially that television one I just showed. But this one is one of the beginning influences that made me pursue my interest in different types of art. Because this is the message for this PSA commercial is telling you that you need to embrace your unique or quirky trait that you have. Because back then it wasn't as politically correct as today. The political correctness term was just beginning to be established somewhere in the 90s. So there was a lot, like if you did something out of the ordinary or strange, you were looked at as a weirdo and you'd get made fun of, so blah, 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 blah. So this was something that I could look at and a lot of people could look at and say, you know what? I need to embrace what I can do. And do it to the best of my ability and don't give up. So here it is.
What's your thing? Bugs. Everybody's gotta have a thing.
My thing's sound effects. Here's a T-Rex.
That's the most memorable part. And this, or no, not this part. This part.
Mom! They cut me in half again!
See, if you were a boy dancer, that was a big no-no back then.
Nobody's good at everything. Everybody's good at something. What's your thing?
What's your thing? So you need to understand that all these commercials, they were involved in, oh my God, I see something right there that I remember. But it's not a commercial. It's Elliot the Moose. Do you see that? Elliot the Moose is on the loose. That was a great show. I fucking loved that show. But all these commercials shaped us. They really helped develop our personalities, because you see, every generation has their own way of thinking about life and everything in general. And when you have people in the same generation, and then also in the group you have people in, like, let's say a generation just outside of that generation, you'll notice difference in thought between the two generations. But if you're in whatever generation you're in, you generally have the same way of thinking with your generational peers. And it's something I've been starting to notice as I get older. And it's very interesting. It's so interesting. And you look at your parents, they're like, they could be 2, even 3 generations ahead of you. And so their thought pattern is very different than your generation. And my generation has all these commercials and huge influence. And if you're young and you don't know any of these, you're gonna have something. It might not be a commercial. It might be, I don't know. It could be anything, literally anything. Whatever's relevant now in your life. If you're young, you're gonna notice. When you get older, you're gonna look back at these moments and say, those were influential on me. They shaped me. And they do. They literally shape you. I love bright colors, pinks, purples, like cool colors. And by cool, I don't mean cool like, you're cool, dude. I mean, like, cool. On the spectrum of colors, there's cool colors and warm colors and, a whole variety. But I like this. This is an example of cool colors. You got your greens, you got your purples, you got your blues. But I also like bright oranges and whatever. And that was super relevant in the 90s. You can see it in that, I closed it, but that commercial with the TV that talks, everything. The entire background, the couch and all that, that was all colorful. And, the show, everything, lots of TV shows, children's shows specifically, and even, not even children's shows. Like, there was workout shows where people would wear bright colors, fluorescent pinks and fluorescent yellows. And that is why I like those colors, and many people like those colors today, and you see it coming back. And that's why fashion trends come back, because the generation that grew up with it is influenced by it, and everything that happens at a young age sticks with you, and that is what makes you who you are. And so you bring it back. Let's move on to the next one. This one is another one we should all remember. Maybe not all of us, but definitely I remember this one. It's the PSA message is basically saying, I don't know, like, it's the same idea as the don't put it in your mouth. Basically, don't go near something if you don't know what it is. So let's watch.
Guess what?
What?
Can you keep a secret?
Maybe. What is it?
Come here. Look.
Wow.
You remember?
See? Isn't that neat?
What is it?
I don't know, but I found it first, so it's
Hold
mine.
on. I'm sorry I'm pausing it. I'm not Ethan from H3, but isn't it so cool when you see something that you totally forgot about, or you smell something that brings back a memory instantly? It just feels so good, doesn't it? And all these commercials do that for me. And I said it at the beginning, and I just wanted to say it again because it's happening right now.
Mine.
What's that up there? Is that cheese?
Could be. It sure looks like something to eat, doesn't it? I wonder how this works.
Hey, don't touch it if you don't
What's wrong?
Well, I'm not sure. I just think that if we don't really know what it is, we shouldn't touch it. It might hurt us.
Well, then what should we do?
I know that some things are okay, and some things are not. And I think if we don't know, we should ask.
Ask who?
Somebody who knows about stuff like this.
Oh, you mean like Mom or Uncle Fred?
Yeah, or somebody else we trust. We don't have to be afraid, but we do have to be careful. Just because somebody leaves something lying around doesn't mean it's okay for us to play with.
Well, I found it, so I get to tell first.
Hey, wait for me.
Ah.
Race you home.
Forgot about that part.
A message from Concerned Children's Advert.
Okay, so at the time that these commercials came out, they seemed cheesy as fuck. And they seem cheesy today. But also, we love them for that fact. It wouldn't be such a great memory if they weren't as cheesy as they are. That is what makes them great. And I'm so glad they exist. And what exactly, like, are there PSA messages like this today? I don't ever see them. And, you know, nobody really, especially children especially, don't have, they're not going to grow up with the television like we did. That's all we had was the television. I mean, we had computers, obviously, but it was the beginning of computers. So they were slow. There wasn't a lot of websites to check out. There definitely wasn't YouTube until 2005. But all these commercials were before 2005. I don't think you would see one of these after the year 2005. Maybe you'd see it occasionally, but I would have never thought that at the age of 24 I'd be doing a podcast talking about these lovely commercials that I watched as a child. They're lovely. And like I said, yeah, they're cheesy and they don't really, I mean, yeah, they give off a good message, but it never really, or maybe it did. I don't know. Did it influence children to not do these things? It must have, right? I don't know. I think children are smart enough to just avoid situations anyway. Some aren't. And I guess this is more towards the ones that aren't. And did it help them? I don't know. I tried to move away for the burp, but I missed my chance. Okay. We got 3 more to go. Oh my god. Here we have a robot named Astar, or was that how you pronounce it? Astar. This was a War Amps PSA. Don't know what the War Amps are? Well, it stands for War Amputees. People who were in the war, lose limbs, amputee, you know? But it all the War Amps commercials that I seen as a child never actually featured like a war veteran. I think there was like one in it, every one. But it was mostly children who lost their limbs to like freak accidents. Like lawnmowers running over their arms and shit. I know that's funny to laugh about, but I mean, it's not funny to laugh. I should say it's not funny to laugh. You shouldn't laugh at it. Not something to laugh at. It's not. But I don't know, just the thought of it's funny. Anyway, so this robot was like the what do you call it? Mascot for the War Amps for a little while. And basically his statement is, I can put my arm back on. You can't. So stay away from dangerous scenarios. Anyway, let's just watch.
a robot. I can put my arm back on. You can't. So play safe.
That's exactly what I said. I swear I didn't watch this video before doing this. I just remembered it from back in the day. I can put my arm back on. You can't. Stay away. Yeah. Yeah. This commercial was more scary than anything. Because that robot was very creepy. I wonder if there's commercials like this in the United States. There definitely was. But these ones are so specific to me. And to all Canadians. Oh, right. This one is not from the Canadian whatever the fuck PSA people. This is Mad. Yeah, I don't know. Is Mad all over the place? Is it in the US? Or is it just, I don't know. I think it is. Mad, MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I put this one in just because it is a PSA, not from the same people, not really from the same time, a little bit later, but this is one that brings back memories. I saw it, and I'm like, yeah, we got to include this one. So here we go. So it's this. Now this one is a really good demonstration of what could happen if you're drive drunk. There's not a single word said. It's all visual. It's not cheesy at all, and it really gets the message across. Now they've been much better throughout the years at making these commercials. Like the ones you see now have like a crazy impact on you. It makes you cry watching the commercials nowadays. And speaking of crying, remember that fucking, like, I don't know, was it an SPCA commercial or something? Like the dogs that were beaten almost to death in their fucking bloody mess. And then that Celine Dion songs playing in the background. That was a fucking sad commercial, and I didn't want to include that in this. That's not even a PSA. That shit made me cry every time I watched it. Now, they disabled the comments. Mad Canada disabled the comments. They must have been getting a lot of shit for this one. And here's the final one. This one is not really a PSA, not at all. It's not a PSA at all, actually. It is just something I wanted to end it off with. Again, 90s. Callback. I mentioned fluorescent, like, gym wear and stuff. You're going to see that in this, I hope, anyway. You should. But the song... it's called Body Break. Body Break. That song is engraved in my head. Because even if I wasn't watching TV, you could hear that shit from the living room. If someone else was watching TV. It's just a catchy tune. And it's they are giving a message as well. It's not really a PSA, but it's basically letting you know that you should keep a healthy body, stay active, and stay fit. And they just give fitness advice every commercial. And I think it was a TV show as well. I don't remember. But here we go.
Body break, get moving. Body break, keep moving. Oh yeah. Body break, body break. When the spirit hits you,
Oh, is this just like the whole song or what? It is. Oh wait, no it's not. I hope the song is not copywritten, which it definitely is, but hope I don't get claimed. But
no real excuse not to have fun this summer.
Here we go.
And at the same time, you can keep fit participating in all sorts of activities.
Put the two things together, and you too can keep fit and have fun.
Keep fit and have fun. Body break. Get moving. Get moving. Oh, yeah. Body break.
Body break.
Body break. Oh. There's another. Look, there's another stay alert. Let's just watch this one.
It's Bert. It's Bert. And they both come here to say, to take charge of everything. Stay alert.
No, we're not going to watch it because it's 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Body break. Bada, bada, bada. Got hair in my eye. Oh, yeah. Body break. Bada, bada. Brody. Bada, 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 bada. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in a bad mood, if you're feeling depressed, like I usually am, just sit back, take a few deep breaths, and play some 90s PSA ads. And put yourself back in the 90s. Put yourself back in your fluorescent pink sweatpants that sound like ch 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 every time you walk around. You're sitting on your little children-sized couch that folds out into a bed, and it's green with like purple figures all over it. You've got a Looney Tunes clock. You've got a Tasmanian devil mug in your hand, and you're watching on TV, and then all of a sudden it's commercial time, and that fucking talking TV spits in your face. Just put yourself back in that moment and let it all go. Don't be sad, be happy. I hate it when people say that to me. There's nothing worse than saying to someone who's depressed, just be happy. Don't say that. Don't! Alright? We're not always happy. Even the most happy people are not always happy. Alright? Everyone has their ups. Everyone has their downs. Everyone has their neutral moments. Everyone has their poop show moments. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Dynamite Gizmo podcast. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, everyone. Peace, everyone. There will be peace in the valley. Where's Olive? Yeah. Olive break. Brum, brum. Olive break. I'm looking at these fucking titles here. This is crazy. Anyway, he you know, he's an OG YouTuber. He started off with skits, and you know, Olive. You might not know this, but Oliver is in the room every single time I make podcast. Sometimes I let him pop up onto my lap, but most times he's just on the floor wanting to get on my lap because he is a lap dog. Chihuahuas, eh? What can you do with them? They're just chihuahuas. How many of you folks actually stick around after the end credits to listen to me babble? Probably not a lot of you. And maybe you're just discovering this right now, that I talk more after the credits. I don't talk a lot. It's usually only a few seconds. This one's pretty long now. So I'm going to stop. Goodbye.